Hey, it's your boy, and I came across a very interesting promotional video for the new Madam Web movie. So let's just give it a gander.
So, while my character in the movie may be able to see the future, I also can. And I know what the future brings. I know that when you see Madam Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
Madame Perucina.
Ah, yes. I think this movie's gonna flop. But if you can see the future, what anime am I gonna watch? What two or three anime am I gonna watch instead of Madam Web? Huh? 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 If you can see the future, apparently. You should know this. Like, how much money do you think the movie's gonna make? Hmm? Since apparently you can see the future. Oh, well, okay. Enough fucking around. I have absolutely no zero hopes for this movie because, again, yet another Marvel movie. Yet another movie that's based off a comic. Yet another Western schlop. And obviously, they're going to use the same old prerogatives they use. It's like, oh, hey, look. She's a female. She has vagina. Therefore, you must like the movie. Because if you don't like the movie, you must hate vagina holders. Because is that the new word now, right? Is that the new word? Notice how they can't really define what a female is, right? And by they, I mean, the social justice activists that try shoving their ideology down people's throat instead of, I don't know, making a product. And, I'm very bigoted on this. I'm not bigoted against people, right? I'm bigoted against ideas. If you claim to be social, if you claim you're for social justice, for Black Lives Matter, for this, that, and the other, I wrap everyone into this umbrella. Like, oh, well, you must be all for environmentalists, all for this, all for that, and you know, am I? Is it a bit of a conspiracy? Probably. Am I a bit bigoted for it? Yes, but again, I think this is a relatively fine idea to have because you look at movies like Madam Web and you see just the same old tropes over and over and over again, and these are tropes you're not supposed to point out. And I think this movie's gonna be shit before it even comes out, based off, you know, obviously the promotional material. Then you have whatever the hell this is supposed to be, like the condescending attitude that, oh, hey, I think you're gonna like the movie and see it twice. It's like, it
And I'm able
is
to
this
see the future.
is this how you're supposed to market the movie or your character? I don't think it is. I think people are gonna watch this and be like, well, no, I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna watch anime because anime doesn't need to do this. And it's also fascinating, right? Most trailers, in my opinion, spoil the plot of the movie before you even before the movie's even out. And I'm trying to find out why because I look at older promotional material from movies. I'm like, okay, what do they show? Well, they show the actors. They show a bit of action scenes. They show explosions, bang, bang, boom. And other things, and then they may have a couple of jokes in there, but they don't really get, tell you the plot. They don't like. I wanted to watch that Beekeeper movie, but then the trailer again explodes just the entire plot up front. It's like, oh, British man fighting corruption and beating the crap out of the FBI and all this. And it's like, well, that's a, those are things and ideas you just sort of keep on the download because corruption is never truly overt, right? It's not like a Saturday morning anime. Look, anime can get away from being overt with its plot because, I mean, the point is the exaggeration, and the point is the character development and all that. And you can pull that. That was my dog. You can pull that in, like, say, a TV show or an anime. But in a movie, you got a good 2 hours to tell a movie and wrap it up, or 2.5 hours. And I think a good example is The Equalizer. Like, I really like The Equalizer. I like all three movies. I think they're all amazing. And why is because they don't really tell you the plot. It's like, okay, you have the character, you have the Equalizer, and he's just thrown in situations where you're like, okay. And he's like, okay, well, he's in these situations. How is he going to go about it? And things like that keeps you on the edge of your toes. The Beekeeper doesn't, right? Madam Web doesn't. And I mean, they're for completely different reasons, but I think they're 100% valid reasons why they don't. And apparently, well, like most superhero movies, I'm assuming it's just going to be aimless. The villains are going to be meh. They're going to spend more time talking than actually doing action. I mean, these are just things you know, just based off how most Western movies are going. It's like like this isn't anything that they try to hide. And you know, it's gonna have toilet humor. They're gonna current day. They're gonna have scenes in there that make absolutely no sense in a movie. And again, I know this just based off, how most Western movies have gone nowadays, and the promotional material and the trailer, and the fact that it's like they know this is gonna flop. Like usually, like movies, the success of the current movie is predicated off the success of the previous movie. Like again, another example, Aquaman and Aquaman 2. Aquaman 1 was pretty damn good, but Aquaman 2 fell goddamn flat. And it's like they knew that people were just gonna see Aquaman 2 just off, I don't know, I guess being curious. Because normies were like, oh hey, Aquaman 1 was fine. Aquaman 2 has to be fine, but then it ends up flopping. I do reject this new marketing strategy of making one good product, but then the product after being deliberately shit. They did this with Star Trek Strange New Worlds 2. Well, 2, T-O-O 2. Like the first couple seasons were amazing. Then the last one was just every sci-fi trope that they've come across shoved into one season. It's like, oh, we needed a season 3, so here, let's just shove all this shit into the season 3. And it's like, well, I don't understand why you can't just make a good show. Like anime does this all the fucking time. Star Trek used to do this when I'm starting Star Trek The New Generation, but I watched even the Star Trek movies and TV shows before that, even the fucking animation. Like, they did this before. Like, it's been done before. It's just they don't care to... Like, even if they were to reproduce literally one for one what they did in the past, I still believe it will be good, despite whatever bull crap they decide to do now. Then that's my personal opinion, right? You know, I don't have a study. I don't have a bunch of motherfuckers in lab coats. I don't have a fucking thesis to write out about this. This is just my personal opinion, and based off all the other movies that mostly all the other Marvel movies, all the other like TV shows that came out in the past like 3 years. You know, you might get one decent or a couple decent shows or movies, but then you get slop like this, which is the majority. But I mean, that's all I really gotta say about this. See ya.